Do you want Deputy Bush to bring him up right now, Your Honor?
Right.
Yes, please.
He's present now.
Okay. Mr. Ariola, can you hear and understand the interpreter?
Señor Arriola,
Sí,
¿puede usted escuchar y entender a la intérprete?
sí.
Yes.
This is your first appearance here.
Esta es su comparecencia inicial.
My name is Brad Gardner. I'm going to be the judge presiding over this hearing.
Mi nombre es Brad Gardner y yo voy a ser el juez que va a presidir en esta audiencia.
I'm not here to take a plea in your case or to have a trial in your case.
Yo no estoy acá para aceptar una declaración a cargos en su caso o para tener un juicio en su caso.
I'm here to tell you what you've been charged with,
Yo estoy acá para decirle de lo que se le acusa,
to set bond on those charges,
para fijarle fianza en esos cargos
and determine if you require the assistance of an attorney.
y determinar si usted requiere la asistencia de un abogado.
You've been charged with one count of simple possession of methamphetamine.
A usted se le acusa de un cargo de posesión simple de metanfetaminas.
This is a felony offense, and I'm setting the bond at $3,000.
Este es un delito grave y yo le voy a fijar la fianza a $3,000.
You've been charged with use or possession of drug-related objects, which is a misdemeanor.
A usted se le acusa de uso o posesión de artículos relacionados con las drogas y eso es un delito menor.
I'm setting the bond at $1,500.
Le voy a fijar esa fianza a $1,500.
You've also been charged with one count of possession of less than an ounce of marijuana, which is also a misdemeanor.
A usted también se le acusa de posesión de menos de 1 onza de marihuana, lo cual también es un delito menor.
Bond is going to be set at $1,500.
Y su fianza va a ser de $1,500.
You will have a preliminary hearing date set for July 6th at 8:30 in the morning.
Usted va a tener su audiencia preliminar fija para el día 6 de julio a las 8:30 de la mañana.
That date will get waived upon your bonding out.
Y esa audiencia se cancela tan pronto usted pague su fianza y salga.
Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of an attorney?
¿Quiere usted que yo vea si usted califica para nombrarle un abogado?
Yes, I guess.
¿Perdón?
Sí, si se puede, sí.
Yes, if you can, please.
Are you currently working, sir?
Actualmente, ¿está usted trabajando, señor?
Yes, 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 yes.
Approximately how much do you make per hour?
12 hours.
You do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you.
Okay.
Do you
Si
have any,
califica, señor, y le voy a nombrar un abogado para que lo represente.
Bueno,
do you have any questions for me?
no, sir.
Okay. He is free to go back. I think that completes your service with us today. Have a great weekend, Ms. Brunet.
Judge, if I may, I have 2 other names. I just need to make sure before I go.
Sure.
One is Mr. Carrillo.
Okay. Does Mr. Carrillo need an interpreter?
No, Your Honor, he declined to interpret.
Okay.
And the other one is Miss Olivares Garcia.
Does Miss you said Olivares Garcia?
Garcia. Yes, sir.
Does Miss Olivares Garcia need an interpreter? That should be on the ladies' side, Deputy Requena. She's listed as Miss Elizabeth Olivares Garcia. Deputy Requena, can you hear me? Deputy Requena, on the ladies' side, are you guys over there?
On my end, it shows like the connection is unstable, Judge. I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Yeah, they just dropped off.
Your Honor, let me step out of the room and raise him over the radio,
Okay.
and I'll ask him.
Okay, it looks like they just dropped off, and Ms. Bermudez was saying that it was showing that their connection was unstable. So,
I'll be right back, Your Honor.
yes, sir. Ms. Bermudez, I hope you're keeping yourself cool during
Yes,
this heat
sir.
wave.
I'm doing the best I can. It's been rough.
Yeah. Deputy Requena, does Miss Garcia need the services of the interpreter?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Ms. Bermudez, you are free to go.
Yes, sir. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Thank you.
All right, so let's get started with everyone else. Okay, there we go. Okay, good morning, everyone. This is your first appearance hearing for the Magistrate Court of Clayton County. My name is Brad Gardner, and I'm a judge in this court. I'm here to inform you of the charges that have been filed against you, to advise you of certain rights, to set bail on those offenses that I'm authorized to set bail, to schedule a preliminary hearing, and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney. You have the right to remain silent and say nothing, but should you give up this right, anything you say during this proceeding may be used against you. So please don't discuss the facts of your case. During this and all other proceedings, you have the following rights: to the presumption of innocence, to indictment by a grand jury for most felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors, to a speedy and public trial by jury, to see, hear, and question witnesses who are called to testify against you, to compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your behalf, to testify on your own behalf or offer evidence in your own defense, to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford an attorney, one can be appointed to represent you if you qualify. Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds for your release from jail. These bonds may be posted by cash, commercial, or property. Some of you will have special conditions on your bond that prohibit you from contacting certain people or going to certain places. You will also be prohibited from contacting the victim while you are in jail. If you violate the court's order, your bond will be revoked and you could remain in jail until your trial. You could also receive additional felony charges. It is important to note that if someone is listed as a victim in your case, that person would not be allowed to post your bond. Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court is not authorized by law to set bail. In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled before a judge of the Superior Court of Clayton County, and you will be informed of that date. If you're currently on active probation, this court is not authorized to set bond at this time. Where the bond is appropriate in your case will be reconsidered after your probation officer has had an opportunity to consider this new arrest. The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine whether there is sufficient evidence to support the allegations against you. The standard at this stage is very low. A judge determining whether a charge goes forward at this stage only has to determine that it is possible that the crime occurred. Everyone has the ability to waive their right to a preliminary hearing. However, you should speak to a lawyer first if you are unsure about whether it is appropriate to waive your preliminary hearing. If you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived. You'll receive notice at the address you give of your next court date. Before I get to the last part, I just want to say this, and I want everyone to hear and listen to me. You will have the opportunity to tell me whatever you want to tell me or ask me whatever you want to ask me as we go through your case at the end. So please don't interrupt, don't interject. Wait until I say the words, do you have any questions? And then that is the time for you to then ask whatever you want to ask, and I will keep my mouth shut and I will listen to you. So, lastly, please raise your right hand. Do you swear affirm in the statements you give during this proceeding shall be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God? Thank you. Let's switch over to the ladies' side and we'll begin with Miss Archie.
Come on up. Everybody sit down.
Miss Archie, ma'am, you've been charged with one count of battery. That's a misdemeanor. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. You've been charged with one count of criminal trespass. I've dismissed that charge. You've been charged with one count of cruelty to children in the third degree, which is also a misdemeanor, and the bond is going to be set at $3,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond, stay away from a Selwyn Archie Jr. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for July 5th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. Most likely it'll be by Zoom. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you will receive a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Can you repeat the last part you're on and the video cut it out?
Okay. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You said yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
Not right now.
Okay. You're free to go back, ma'am. Miss Conti,
Yes.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. You've been charged with one count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act, simple possession amphetamine. That's
No,
Wait.
ma'am, that's what you're charged with. Are you telling me you're not charged with that?
that wasn't no what in my bag. That was a pen that was wet, a pen tube that was wet. I was never using that pen. I don't even do that. I don't even do that type of drug, sir. I swear to God, and everything I love. That's not mine. I swear. That's what I tell the officer. It's just a pen that I had in my bag. That's on the right one, but the tube was wet, and then I just let it stay in my bag. That's not what I
Okay.
do. It's not mine.
Okay, ma'am, stop, take a breath.
Hmm.
Let the judge get through what he has to say.
That is what you are charged with. The state has the burden of proving that. Okay, ma'am, ma'am. Stop. Take a breath. Listen. Okay. Can you do that?
Mhm.
All right. This is simple possession charge. I've set a bond at $3,000 for that charge. You're also charged with use or possession of drug-related objects, which is also a misdemeanor. And I've set the bond at $1,500. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for July 5th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. Most likely it'll be by Zoom, but that date will get waived upon your bonding out. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yeah.
With the question of do you have a job, it looks like a check mark. Are you currently working, ma'am?
I do hair.
Okay. I'm going to find that you qualify for the appointment of lawyer, ma'am, and I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me that are not related to the facts of your case?
No,
Okay, you're free to go back.
I go.
You too. Miss,
This is not mine.
Garcia.
Judge,
yes, ma'am.
how much was her bond again?
3,000 for the warrant number ending in 75 and 1,500 for the warrant number ending in 76.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Ms. Garcia, ma'am, you're charged with one count of criminal trespass. It's a misdemeanor offense. Bond's going to be set at $3,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond, to stay away from a Salvador Garcia. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, I do understand it.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for July 5th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and
Okay,
you receive a due court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
yes.
You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, that's it.
Okay, ma'am. You're free to go back.
Good one.
Miss Goodwin. Good morning. Miss Goodwin, ma'am, you're charged with one count of disorderly conduct. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. You're charged with one count of obstructing an officer. I have dismissed that charge. So you're just going to have this one charge moving forward. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for July 5th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back. Miss Mitchell?
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, Miss Mitchell, ma'am, you've been charged with two felony offenses and one misdemeanor. Aggravated assault, that's a felony offense. Bond is going to be set at $10,000. You're charged with one count of serious injury by vehicle. Bond is going to be set at $10,000. You're charged with reckless driving. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on your bond to stay away from I'm assuming it's Taj, T-A.
Taylor.
Yes, ma'am. Taj Taylor. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for July 6th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. The date will also get waived upon your bonding out and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
Now, you said the first one, the first two was what?
I'm sorry. The first two are what?
What is the first two?
Aggravated assault and serious injury by vehicle. Those are both felony offenses.
Okay.
Any other questions, ma'am?
No.
Okay, you're free to go back. Miss Patterson.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Miss Patterson. You're charged with aggravated assault. This is a felony offense. Your bond is going to be set at $10,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Vincent Patterson. Do you understand that, ma'am? Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for July 6th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
I'm gonna get, are you gonna get, come out today?
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm gonna come out today. I'm gonna get bail today.
You'll be able to post bond today and get out of jail. Yes, ma'am.
Another thing, can I have my key, can I transfer some check money to them because today is the day where I send them their money to buy food.
Your husband would not be allowed to be on your bond.
I know, I just want to, send some money to my kids and I don't have, only me do it on my phone. So I just want to ask you to allow me to just send some money to them that they can get their phone, because I always do it on Fridays.
Okay, it's a little bit hard for me to understand you. Are you saying that you're going to try to send money to your children?
Yes.
Okay. So arrangements can be made through a bonding company by anyone to secure your bond.
Okay. But
My
husband cannot buy me.
Your husband, whatever your husband does through a bonding company or through a third party or whomever, That's not my concern. Your husband cannot be the person that is solely responsible for your bond. Okay? Any other questions, ma'am?
No, it just.
Okay. All right, ma'am, you're free to go back. Mr. Pollard? Miss Pollard, hold on one second. Okay, thank you, Ms. Pollard. Ma'am, you've been charged with 1 count of simple assault. Bond is going to be set at $4,000. 1 count of terroristic threats or acts. Bond is going to be set at $3,000, and that's as a misdemeanor. 1 count of cruelty to children in the 2nd degree. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. And 1 count of simple battery, family violence. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Teresa Pollard. Do you understand that, ma'am? Yes or no?
I don't, because that's the only person that I have. That's the only, I've been tortured the whole time. I don't understand. I mean, I don't get this.
What do you not get, ma'am?
Cause I've been locked in a house and not able to go anywhere. She took privileges away from me, telling me to ask my son to take me places, and he'd leave me outside with my kids in the car in the heat, waiting on him whenever he get dressed or ready. But he cuts me out. He trying to jump on me, and I think it's just a lot of things that they really trying to cover up to try to keep her job, because she work at CDC. And at the end of the day, I've been sitting up here trying my best to get a place to stay for my kids and myself, but I've lost everything. And I go to her and I talk to her, I ask her, and she don't listen to me. She just like tell me to let it go. And I don't see how I can let something go that I'm trying my best to run so hard to try to get and try to be safe for them. I mean, the way that they verbally abuse my children, like, I don't like that. So cruelty to children, I'm not the one. I've never been like that toward my children. And I'm only going against my mother because it's the truth. And I mean, my kids been behind a computer the whole time, and they've been afraid. And I tried to get in contact with a lawyer for you know, and my son was in the room with me. He been telling my other kids that he want to kill them and stuff. And I mean, it's just so much on my mind that's going through it, and I'm like going everywhere. But I've been trying to help, but she just like won't even let me go to the grocery store. They've been taking my money. They took
So So, Miss Pollard, the fact that I have placed a stay away provision for you to stay away from Teresa Pollard,
Yes,
that's giving you what you want, isn't it?
I mean, it's not giving me what I want. What I want is my kid. And I mean, if it was just for me to be locked in a room to think about it in a different way, then I mean, I can think about it in a different way now, positive way, because I don't want to be here away from them. I can't do anything for them or save them here away from them. Then I can sit there because she has them now, and then she will give them to my ex-husband. And my ex-husband, I found an email in my son's email address of my ex-husband jacking his penis in a video. And I mean, I don't want to, nobody is listening to Shari Pollard. Everybody goes directly to my mother because she works at CDC. And I mean, nobody is listening to me. It's like she got a stack of papers and she even said that she can get court order for me to get locked in a hospital because it makes me look crazy. But I mean, at the end of the day, my son, he the one, when I said, Mama, get out my face, please, because they tried to take my kid to my son's daddy, my older son's daddy. They were getting in the car, and when I heard that, I was like, oh no, because I'm tired of y'all just overlooking me and taking my kids everywhere. And he has a he's a offender,
So
registered sex offender.
so let me stop you, Miss Pollard. It takes two people to make a child. So I don't allow people to say my child. It's our child.
I mean,
That's a recognition that, ma'am, there's a recognition that there's someone else that's there.
sir, he abandoned us. I don't went through a divorce already.
Well, Miss Pollard,
And it was under abandonment. It was under abandonment.
there's family court that deals with those issues. And if you have not availed yourself of family court, then that's an error on your part.
Sir, I've been struggling since COVID. I've been in a home with my kid and I have
Ma'am, Miss Pollard, you're not the only person that has been struggling.
with 7 children alone. I may not be, but I'm just
Miss Pollard, if you have 7 children and you're alone, that's a choice that you made.
okay. Not 2 people now. Okay.
Ma'am, are you telling me you can't give the children over to the fathers?
Sir, it was an email, my son's email of my ex-husband jacking his penis in my son's email. So
Did you take that to the police?
I've tried to take a lot, I got police reports, sir.
Okay, I said, did you take it, the video, to the police?
They won't listen to me, sir. I called the police 2 weeks ago, and every time I try to talk to them, they stick me in an arm and take me to a hospital. So I just don't understand. Just like the frustration you have on your face is the frustration that they have as soon as they see me. They don't give me a chance to speak up or speak out and even make a stand for my kids or myself.
Miss Pollard, the thing that I do not allow anyone to do is to make excuses for their behavior. If there's a problem that can be fixed, I'm here and I'm ready to fix it and resolve it.
Right now?
Ma'am, right now we're dealing with these criminal charges.
It should not have gotten this far, sir, because I've done everything before this point, calling the cops, calling the 611, 411, whatever, 211, whatever it is. I done called everything and did everything I was supposed to do the right thing. I've never been in trouble a day in my life. And it's like you getting pushed in a corner and then you attack. That's just how it is. And I need somebody to understand that. Give me a slap on my wrist or something. Let me get my kids. I mean,
Miss
you gotta understand this.
Miss Pollard.
Don't do this.
Miss Pollard.
My son was the one that gave me that stick, and I didn't even understand. Like, I said, why he got this, and it made me look at it, and then he said,
Miss Pollard. Can you hear me, ma'am? Today is the first day that you and I have ever met and interacted. Is that correct? You're breaking down in tears. You're breaking down in tears. Ma'am, you have to understand. Breaking down in tears is not the way to resolve your issues.
It never has. You're right. I agree. It never has.
Ma'am. If you want people to help you,
What do I do? Because I called them, asked, I beat on walls. I emailed the White House twice. I emailed Channel 2 and Channel 5 News twice. I did everything I could to get some type of help. So tell me what I'm supposed to do when somebody got me locked in a room.
The first step is to stop crying. The second step is to put steel in your spine. And third step is to move in an orderly fashion to resolve whatever issue you have. But ma'am, you're not listening to me. Because the thing that you don't understand is that people in my position and people in law enforcement and people in the DA's office, they see people break down crying every day. And the tears don't move anything. The tears don't stop. Stop.
That's why it does me.
See, ma'am.
I'm human. I can't help it.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Mother.
Ma'am, don't tell me that you cannot act in a different manner.
I can't act and not see my kids. That's impossible. I can't make up something that I don't like.
Miss Pollard, would you consider the fact that maybe your behavior is contributing to the fact that you can't see your children? And so if you want to see your children, maybe you have to do better. Yes. Okay. She's free to go back. I've appointed you a lawyer, Miss Pollard. You're free to go back. Miss Thomas. Miss Thomas, can you hear me, ma'am? You're charged with one count of hit and run accident, bond set at $1,500. You're also charged with one count of driving a vehicle, no insurance, bond is set at $1,000. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for July 5th. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for July 5th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer, and just shake your head yes or no? Okay, you do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. I muted that side because of Ms. Pollard. Do you have any questions for me? And shake your head, yes or no. Okay, what's your question, ma'am?
Is it possible that, the police could investigate my vehicle to see that I could prove that my brakes went out and my vehicle would not stop at all? They could see that it wasn't intentional. It just kept going and I couldn't control it.
That is a question that is best answered by your lawyer.
Mhm.
I can't answer that question. I know that there are possibly procedures that are in place, but I can't answer that question for you. Anything else, ma'am?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back. All right, is that everybody on the lady side?
Oh, Your Honor, we have Williams and Mosley still. Williams, you going up?
Ah, Whitney Williams,
All the way
Yes.
down.
and you said Mosley.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ryan Mosley. Okay, tell me your name, ma'am.
Whitney Williams.
Okay. Miss Williams, ma'am, you've been charged with one count of unlawful conduct during a 911 call. And this is set by schedule at $1,500. This meets the element, the material elements of the charge. But I do have concerns about these charges. It's a misdemeanor offense. Your bond is going to be set at $1,500. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for July 5th at 8:30 in the morning. That date, courtroom 201, that date will get waived upon you bonding out. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay.
So I just want to be clear, if I do not bond out, I will be stuck in here for, to the 5th, correct?
Yes, ma'am. You do qualify for the appointment of a lawyer. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. I don't know the purpose, or the reason for the calls.
Need to help. I wasn't feeling well and I was in a bad situation and they came out and they helped me and then I called back and they kept saying somebody was coming and I waited 30 minutes and nobody showed up. And this is like the second time that I've had issue with Clayton County PD. Like I got lost, they couldn't find my Airbnb, I got overheated and the officer came out and would refuse, she wouldn't give me directions and she wouldn't transport. And I said, fine, you can't transport, but can you just show me where I'm going? And she wouldn't do it. And like, they just kept saying, well, they have another call and this and that. And I understand that they have a lot to do and they're very busy. However, my call is important too. And I'm just tired of being dismissed by the police officers and also the paramedics because I'm sick, I'm not well, I have MS and I'm having trouble getting housing here and keeping housing here. You know, I lost my job, they just fired me randomly. And, you know, I have things to do. I really honestly could not be in jail. I don't have money to find out. That's number one. Number two, I have two children that I'm trying to work for and get housing for that I need to get here. And so I understand, you know, well, I kind of understand why they charged me. Maybe I used curse words and obviously I shouldn't have been doing that, but I was in pain, I was feeling dizzy and I needed them to help me. And I'm not like, when I go to the hospital, they just treat me and release me. I'm not admittable and it's not safe for me to be outside alone. And I didn't think it was appropriate for the officers to just leave me there when I said I need help, or the 911 operators to just dismiss me like, oh, we have another call, oh, you're not important. And so that's how I felt. So obviously my language should have been better, but I don't think I deserve to be in jail for a month because of that. And they told me I was being charged with the misuse of 911, but I really wasn't misusing it. I really did need help. And, you know, I think it's just unfortunate.
Did you request like an ambulance? You said you weren't feeling well.
I know I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go in the ambulance because, like I said, when I get to the hospital, they just treat me and release me. Also, like I said, housing is an issue. So really, what I wanted, it was a peaceful, safe environment to rest because I'm not so sick where they're gonna keep me in the hospital. So like I'm in and out of pain with the MS. So by the time I get there, I may not be in pain anymore. And they're just like, you know, with the homelessness thing, which is really, I don't like saying that but that's what it is right now. And they just kind of dismiss me like I'm just trying to get there to get off the street, which is not true. I need help. You know, there's only certain kind of work I can do now, and I'm not getting treatment for my MS, and I don't have housing, and I can't be outside because I get hot. So I was overheated, and I was in a place where I couldn't be. And I really don't want to discuss that now. And so that's why.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You don't need to discuss your medical condition with me.
Okay.
And I don't want you to do that. I was just,
That's why I was calling. But I don't think it's fair for me to be, okay, so one more question. Is there any way that we could push the court date up from like a closer court date? Because I don't want, I can't bind out right now. I don't have any family and I don't want to be in here until July. So.
if you want to waive your preliminary hearing, it'll push your case over to state court faster, but that doesn't guarantee that you're gonna get out faster. Because it goes to another destination and it's out of my hands.
I'm not sure what that means. When I get it, so I wouldn't get it sooner. So you can take it to a different court, but there's no guarantee I'll get a closer court date. Or
Okay, Miss Williams, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna dismiss this charge.
oh my God, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I won't listen. I won't do that again.
Miss Williams. Don't call the police unless you need the services of police officers.
Okay.
If you are sick and you need the help of someone from medical, request an ambulance.
Yes, sir.
And I know it's gonna cost money. And if you can't take yourself to the emergency room, request an ambulance. But you have to understand, ma'am, for each shift, there are only so many officers that are assigned on that shift. And you can't imagine the number of phone calls that are coming in with stuff that is non-serious.
Yes, sir.
But they have to answer every call.
Absolutely. My language is out of line, and I know that. So.
Okay, so when this paperwork is received by the jail, which will be today, you will be released.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Next person is Miss Mosley. Ms. Mosley, ma'am, you're charged one count of theft by taking as a misdemeanor. Bond's going to be set at $2,000. You have a preliminary hearing date set for July 5th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will be waived upon your bonding out. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back. All right, let's switch over to the male side.
First up, let's go. Wake up. Stand in front of the judge now. No, alert, pay attention. When you write thing down, use that pen, write on paper.
Give me 1 second, sir.
Yes, sir.
You address the judge, yes, sir, I know y'all, yes, sir, no, sir. Anything other than that, consider disrespect. Wake up. Sit up. Call your name, you go ahead and get up.
You are Mr. Blaylock.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Mr. Blaylock, sir, you're charged with one count of improper lane change, bond set at $500. One count of possession of marijuana less than an ounce, bond is set at $1,500. Those are both misdemeanor offenses. You're charged with 2 counts of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. And I've set the bond at $3,000 for each. And that's possession of amphetamine and possession of cocaine. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for July 6th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You do qualify, Mr. Blaylock. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me, sir? I'm sorry, did you say no?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back, Mr. Blaylock. Mr. Carrillo or Coriello. Sir, you're charged with 2 felony offenses and 1 misdemeanor offense. First is simple possession of methamphetamine. I'm setting the bond at $3,000. Simple possession of cocaine. I'm setting the bond at $3,000. And possession of marijuana less than an ounce, that's a misdemeanor. Setting the bond at $1,500. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for July 6th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You do qualify, Mr. Carrillo. Is it Coriello?
Carrillo.
Carrillo. You do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, I got a question.
Yes, sir.
I want to ask, how can I get charged with the methamphetamine if that it wasn't on my possession?
There's actual possession and constructive possession.
Yeah, because the weed and the cocaine.
No, stop. And the reason I say stop is because this is being recorded. And I don't want you to say anything that your lawyer will have to fight later.
All right.
Okay. So with possession, as of now, you are an innocent person. And the charge is the charge that the state has to defend. They have to prove what they're charging you with. So the fact that you've been charged doesn't mean you're guilty.
All right.
So that's why I stop people from talking about the facts of the case, because you don't have to say anything. You can keep your mouth closed and make the state prove their case.
All right,
Okay. Any other questions, sir?
no more questions.
Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Davis.
How you doing, Dale?
I'm doing well. Mr. Davis, sir, you're charged with one count of disorderly conduct. Bond is set by schedule, which means automatically set at $1,500. Charged one count of obstructing an officer. Bond is gonna be
That chart, me and my wife, we just had a good one. Now one of us escorted, any officer.
Mr. Davis, this is not the time to prove your case.
Oh,
Okay? I can't, you can say all
I
you,
just heard you dismiss my wife, and I was like, then neither one of us, obstruct this.
Mr. Davis.
It's all right, I'm listening.
You're charged with obstructing an officer. Bond's gonna be set at $2,000. You're charged with interference with a government or government property. And the allegation is that you're kicking out a window.
He is with a broken foot.
Mr. Davis,
Yes, sir.
you remember what I said at the beginning of all of this?
I pretty want paying attention.
I'm certain you weren't paying attention. You're gonna get to say whatever you want to say to me, Mr. Davis. Just
Oh,
let
I'm
me,
sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize, young.
let me do what I need to do, Mr. Davis, and then I'll shut my trap and I'll open my ears and I'll listen to whatever it is you want to tell me. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So, obstructing an officer, the bond is going to be set at $2,000. Interference of government property, which is a felony, bond is going to be set at $5,000. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for July 6th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon you bonding out, and you get a new court date in the mail. Now, you refuse to sign the form. Does that mean you're going to hire your own lawyer?
Yes, sir. No, sir. No, sir. I want to see if I qualify for my own public defense.
Are you currently working, Mr. Davis?
Well, I hope so when I get out. Hopefully I can get out in time. I did have a job, yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to put that you're currently unemployed. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you.
Sir.
And if you decide to get a lawyer, just let the appointed lawyer know that you have hired your own lawyer so that they can be removed from the case. Now, what is it that you wanted to tell me, Mr. Davis?
No, I was just saying, like, when I heard you say about my wife being the obstruction, when you were dismissed her, I was saying like both of us had the same. We wasn't even arguing. I don't know. Never mind. It's nothing to talk about.
Okay.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
sir. You're free to go back.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Dunley? Mr. Donnelly, sir, you're charged with one count of giving a false name, address, or date of birth. That's a misdemeanor. Bond is going to be set at $2,000. You're also charged with theft by receiving stolen property. Bond's going to be set at $5,000. You're charged with improper turn at an intersection. Bond is going to be set at $500. And you're charged with failing to stop or yield at a stop sign. Bond is going to be set at $500. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for July 6th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
That's all I don't.
Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Head,
Yes, sir.
give me 1 second, Mr. Head. I'm sorry. Mr. Head, you're charged with possession of marijuana less than an ounce. That's a misdemeanor offense. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. You're also charged with failing to have your headlights on. That's a misdemeanor offense. Bond is going to be set at $500. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for July 5th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You do qualify, Mr. Head. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me, sir?
Yes, sir. I just want to say, it's just me, and I just got out of college, and I'm trying to find a job for this summer. And I was just wondering if you could lower the bond, because I had my lights on the whole entire night, and I wasn't stopped by any officers. So, but it's just me trying to pay this bond. So I don't know how that works.
I'm not going to reduce the bond.
Mhm.
The allegation is that you had marijuana in your possession, and I'm just going to make an assumption that if that is true, you didn't go to the person that was selling the marijuana saying you just graduated from college. Can you drop the price down for the marijuana? Okay, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, you're free to go back. Mr. Hubbard. Sir, you're charged with 1 count of driving on a suspended license. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. 1 count of a window tint violation. Bond is going to be set at $500. These are both misdemeanor offenses. The bond is going to be, your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for July 5th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You do qualify, Mr. Hubbard. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me? Okay, you're free to go back, sir. Mr. Jackson.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. Mr. Jackson, sir, you're charged with 1 count of battery. It's a misdemeanor offense. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond, a stay away from.
Question for that. I'm sorry to cut you off. We share the same address, and everything that I do, like my job is 6 blocks from my house and all of that stuff. What do I do?
I will answer that question at the end.
And I'm sorry again to cut you off, but go ahead.
There's a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Brittany Warner. Do you understand that?
And again, like we share the same household, bills, phone line, everything. So how?
Do you understand that there's a stay away provision, because there's a person here that I issued a stay away provision that did not
And
adhere.
that's what I'm saying. I'm not understanding
No,
because.
no, sir.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Okay, we're gonna have this conversation in a minute, but I need to understand whether you understand that the court is telling you to stay away from her. Now we can discuss it, but do you understand?
I understand that.
Okay. So, we will, sir, I promise we're going to discuss it. I promise. Okay. You have a preliminary hearing date set for July 5th, 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new certificate in your mail. You did not fill out the form. Does
I
that
didn't
mean?
get one. I wasn't given one, but I would like to see if I qualify.
Okay, are you currently working?
I currently have a job right now. I informed my boss what was going on. And
Okay.
I should be good.
About how much do you earn per hour?
16 an hour when it ain't overtime, 20 an hour.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Now we can get to the discussion phase.
Now,
and I'm all ears. I'm all ears.
I'm not from here. Basically what happened to us getting to our point of where we stay at, like I made sure that both of our names on the lease. But my job is down the street from my house. All my clothes are at home. How would I proceed going about with the rest of my life then? Even if I do bond out, my money card is at home, or I can't go pick it up, but that's the one address I have. I don't have anywhere else to go. And she the one that's from here and from Georgia. I don't have anywhere else to go. All my belongings are in the house. I bought everything in the house, from the couch to the TV to everything. I paid the last 2 months of rent. I paid the light bills. And like I'm being told I can't be at my house when I just paid all this money for my stuff. So what am I supposed to do? And I can't. Like, I'm not even trying to talk to her at all already because it shouldn't have got this far. But again, I pay all the bills and stuff in that place, in that home, and where my home is. So would you recommend me telling her to leave if I'm coming home? That would be. So I don't know what to do, right? That's my house. I did my mail and everything, all my names on the lease. That's my space. It's my place, my home. And I don't have anywhere else to go.
Okay, Mr. Jackson.
I don't have any other family like around here. My daddy called from Texas to check on me. I don't got nobody else down here. And I've been the one getting the hard time in the house that I pay all the expenses for.
Mr. Jackson. Okay. You're not the only person that has been in this position. Clayton County has almost 300,000 residents now. We don't have enough law enforcement officers to sit outside everybody's house to referee their.
I'm sorry.
Please.
That's me.
I let you speak. Mr. Jackson, do you want me to give you information, or you just want to vent? Because if you want to vent, you can do that. You can do that, Mr. Jackson. You can do that to your cellmate. You can vent to your cellmate about how you've been mistreated.
I'm trying to respect you and not like I'm trying to reply to you as we talk. Like you just asked me a question, can I reply now or should I still shut up? This is my first time ever with any of this. I don't know.
How do you, so I'm gonna tell you this, Mr. Jackson. I'm gonna give you a little pearl of wisdom. You see this black robe? That means I can put you in jail and keep you in jail. And the way you treat me, knowing that I can put you in jail and keep you in jail, tells me how you act on the street.
Can I speak, sir?
So, Mr. Jackson, some people, they just want to be right. And they will argue you down until they are proven to be right. Some people don't care what you say. And so whatever you say to them, they ain't gonna listen. They're gonna do what they want to do. Some people listen to learn. And they say, well, I didn't know this. I asked this question, and then I got this information that I did not know. My job as a judge is to answer your questions. And what you've laid out to me is that there's a dispute between you and Miss Warner. And I'm not asking you to agree to what the police did in arresting you. I'm just here to tell you why they say they arrested you. The state has to prove that beyond a reasonable doubt. The reason we place a stay away provision on these bonds is because these are misdemeanor offenses, and you're entitled to a bond, which means you will most likely get out of jail tonight. We don't want whatever dispute that led to the police being called yesterday to flare up again. So we place a stay away provision. That can't stop, please. That can be changed. It can be changed, but it has to go through the Solicitor General's office. And they'll look at it and they'll say, yes, we're going to make the change, or they'll say, no, we're not going to make the change. But it's going to be in their hands. The point that I was trying to make earlier is that there are almost 300,000 residents in this county. We don't have enough police officers to sit out on everybody's house or every block to be able to respond. So when there is a call, they come out, they assess the situation, and in a domestic matter, most of the time, somebody's going to jail. So moving forward, Mr. Jackson, if you and Miss Warner are going to stay together, I don't know, but if y'all going to stay together, don't call third parties into your business. Don't, and I'm not saying you did, I'm just saying, when you bring a third party in, when it's law enforcement, grandmother, grandfather, mother, dad, whomever, they then get invested into the situation. And you and Miss Warner, this may have been just something that was heated and got out of hand or whatever. We treat it as if the police got there just before somebody was going to end up dead, whether that's you or Miss Warner. Because if we don't, people end up dead. I spent my career defending people, representing them in death penalty cases. And I probably, out of 30 some odd death penalty cases, probably have 5 cases where people intended to kill somebody. The rest of them, they were arguments or whatever that got out of hand. Somebody had a gun, somebody had a knife, and somebody ended up dead. So you need to understand, sir, nobody's against you. You've been charged, but you have not been convicted. I have appointed you a lawyer. You need to speak to your lawyer to move this thing forward. So hopefully these charges get dismissed, which is a possibility. So what else do you need to say to me, Mr. Jackson?
Just I wasn't trying to disrespect. Like I said, this is my first time doing any of this. I've often had issues with people who have more authority. I'm not trying to disrespect, so I apologize for that. I appreciate the information that you did provide me. You already touched on, we didn't say that you did it. This is my chance to, work around it. So thanks for the opportunity, I guess, and that information that you provided me and seeing over my case. Hopefully everything goes well. Thank you.
I wish you well. Mr. Phillips.
How you doing?
It's Phillips. I'm doing well, sir. You're charged with 1 count of driving on suspended license. It's a misdemeanor offense. Bond's gonna be set at $1,500. You're also charged with possession of marijuana less than an ounce. This is also a misdemeanor offense. Bond is gonna be set at $1,500. You're charged with 2 simple, possession of oxycodone. Codone, and bond is going to be set at $3,000. You're also charged with possession, and bond is going to be set at $3,000. These last 2 charges are felony offenses, so your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for July 6th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. You did not fill out the form. Does this mean you're going to hire your own lawyer?
No.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, my mom.
Did you say you're going to hire your own lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Do you have any questions of me, Mr. Phillips?
No, sir.
Okay, sir. You're free to go back.
Uh,
Mr. Rowland.
How you doing?
I'm doing well, Mr. Rowland, sir. You're charged with 1 count of aggravated assault. Bond is going to be denied on that pursuant to Georgia statute 17-10-1. It appears that you're on either probation or parole. You're charged with battery, family violence. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. And you're charged with criminal trespass, damage to property. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond, a stay away from a Diane Rush. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for July 8th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Are you currently working, Mr. Rowland?
Yes.
How much do you make per hour?
18.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
With the probation hold, what that go about? I have to see it to my next hearing date.
No, the way that the statute 17-10-1 is written, I cannot set bond at the initial phase, which is today. It doesn't mean you can't have a bond set tomorrow.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Russell,
Russell, out of bond, Your Honor.
he's okay. OTB. I like to hear those words.
Singleton, Scott.
Mr. Scott,
Small.
Mr. Scott, sir, you're charged with 1 count of simple battery. Bond's gonna be set at $5,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Shelby Craig. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for July 5th at 8:30 in the morning, room 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You do qualify, Mr. Scott. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir. It just a question just on the stay away part. That's like just the rest of our life, or is that like a time limit? I just want to know about that part.
So during the pendency of this case,
Yes, sir.
that is a condition of bond.
Okay.
The case is dismissed tomorrow. It goes away. Miss Craig can also contact the Solicitor General's office if she wishes for these conditions to be changed, and they will look into it. And if they believe that it's the appropriate thing to do, they will modify the bond conditions.
Okay, and just on that, if I may ask, if I wanted to go to the house and play with my kids, bring them outside in the front yard to play with them, am I allowed to do that, or is that still contradicting to me being at the address with her being there in the house? She does work from home, so I can go and have my kids outside play like we normally do. So is that gonna be conflicting with me being there at the house? I just want to make sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And the best thing is to have some kind of order in place as to visitation.
Okay.
So then there's no concern. And I'll tell you this, men a lot of times don't take this into account. Everything may be going well, and then there's an argument or a dispute, and then he came over here and he was in the yard. That's aggravated stalking, and then you go to jail with no bond.
Okay. So I just need to stay clear for right now why this is happening, and then just let the bond go, let everything go on, and then I can be able to come back to the house and everything be fine.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, boss. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Singleton. Sir, you charged 1 count of criminal trespass. It's a misdemeanor offense. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for July 5th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You do qualify, Mr. Singleton. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just wanted to say, I had a job. I just got hired at FedEx, delivering packages, this morning at 8 o'clock. I was just trying to see, like, is it possible that the jail could give me, because I ain't never been incarcerated before, so I was just trying to see if the jail will give me a option to sign myself out, because I do got a job at FedEx, and I did all my requirements, and I was just, yes, sir.
I'm sorry, you said if the jail could give you a job doing what?
No, I got a job. No, sir. I got a job at FedEx. FedEx had hired me for a delivery driver, delivering packages. And I was supposed to start this morning at 8 o'clock. And
No, I heard all of that, Mr. Singleton.
No, I was just trying to see, but I ain't have not like never had no record, never been in jail and stuff before. So I was just trying to see if they can let me sign myself out of my own recordings, cause I ain't got no record or nothing like that. And I got a job. I do got a job. I'm getting myself together. That's all, Your Honor.
So that will be a decision that I would have to make, and I'm gonna deny that request. Okay.
All right.
All right. You're free to go back. Mr. Small.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Small. Sir, you're charged with aggravated stalking. I cannot set a bond for this offense at this stage. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for July 6th.
Okay, good. That's what I know.
8:30 in the morning. You're going to have a bond hearing date set for July 8th.
Okay. Thank you.
Do you have any questions for me, sir?
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Okay.
Mr. Thompson.
Yes, sir. How you doing today, Your Honor?
I'm doing well.
But I know you probably looking at it like, man, ain't no way, man. I know, right?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson.
I say, yeah, I know you probably looking at my charge like, yeah, I know, right? Like, and that was my house, man. That's my house, man. I'm under the same address and everything. I don't understand why I got locked up, you know? Like, I've been staying out of trouble. I don't understand what this kind of about.
Okay. Do you want me to explain it to you, Mr. Thompson?
Yeah, I'm just, if you can, I'm saying like, I left and came back once I seen the police car. So obviously I wasn't doing nothing wrong. I didn't think I was doing nothing wrong. That's my house.
So the criminal trespass charge is based upon the allegation of damage to a wall. And you and
I never went in the house. I don't understand. I would never went in the house. I never went in the house. I asked them, I got cameras all around my house. I asked them to show me.
Mr.
Okay, you're right.
We are not having a trial.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Okay. I'm setting a $3,000 bond. I'm placing a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Tymesia Harris. Do you understand that, sir?
Yeah.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for July 5th at 8:30 in the morning. Courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out. I see you didn't fill out the form. Does that mean you're going to hire your own lawyer?
No, honestly, I didn't even think this was that serious for me to even be coming to jail by my own house, where I stay at, with my mail coming. I just didn't think that this was that serious.
Okay, Mr. Thompson. I asked you a yes or no question.
Oh, I don't. I had to pay for me a lawyer. This ain't. I just don't get this. I don't understand how I get a trespassing at my own property, like why I get mail at.
Okay, so I'm gonna put down that you're gonna hire your own lawyer. Do you have any other questions for me, Mr. Thompson?
You said my bond is how much?
$3,000. All right, sir. You're free to go back. Mr. Ward. Mr. Ward.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're charged with one count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act, being simple possession of cocaine. Bond's going to be set at $3,000. You're also charged with driving a vehicle with no taillights. Bond is going to be set at $500. The cocaine charge is a felony offense. So your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for July 6th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. You didn't fill out the form. Does Does that mean you're gonna hire your own lawyer?
No, I would like to have one appointed.
Okay. It says you're working. How much do you make per hour?
19.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay, sir, you're free to go back. Mr. Victor Williams. Mr. Williams, sir, you're charged with 1 count of simple assault. Bond is going to be set at $4,000 and 1 count of criminal trespass. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on your bond to stay away from a Jamaria. Let's see. Jamaria Height. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for July 5th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, please.
You do qualify, Mr. Williams. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me, sir?
No, I don't.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Wineglass or Wineglass.
Oh, what happened? Oh, I'm still here. Okay. Your Honor, give us one moment. He's in a wheelchair. Like the position of the computer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Watch out, Victor.
While they're doing that, what's his warrant number?
Wineglass,
Yes.
2022 CW 51966 and 67.
I got you. Gotta move that speaker.
Mr. Wineglass, sir, you're charged with 1 count of running a red light. And the bond is going to be set at $500. You're also charged with 1 count of driving under the influence of alcohol. To the extent that you're a less safe driver, bond is going to be set at $500. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for July 5th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No, sir, I hired my own.
Okay. Do you have any questions of me?
Yes, sir. Well, I didn't know because I refused. I was when I got to the hospital, I had refused the blood test. Because I was in agonizing pain from the injuries I got now. And I did not know that would automatically be a DUI. He could have took saliva, blood, urine. I was just in so much pain. I was and just came out of concussion. Wasn't even thinking straight. So that's all I got to say.
Okay, so you should speak to your lawyer about that. There are certain rules related to when blood can be drawn and under what circumstances. And your lawyer may be able to determine whether it was appropriate in your case.
Okay. You said 500 for the red light, 5 for the DUI?
And 5,000 for the DUI.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. That completes my schedule or calendar. Did I miss anyone?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.